Some people like wear a rosary because I don't actually know why people wear rosaries because Jesus.
I wore one as a child from like the age of like 3 or 4. I was like, I need an accessory.
Oh, wow.
And then I would get in trouble for it because I was told that's not what that is for.
Yeah, you picked the
not
most religious accessory next to like the papal orb. Yeah. I don't know what that's called, but you
that
see what
correct.
Welcome to the closet.
Shut up. I'm gonna move in here.
I think you should.
If I sit down, I'm a squatter and I know my rights.
Bren, you are stylish, you're suave, you're smart.
If you're gonna take pictures, do it now before you start laughing too much.
Comedian, actor,
Fashion influencer.
okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You literally picked your outfit based on what I'm wearing.
You look like the live-in spin instructor for Jared Leto's sex cult.
He actually doesn't like it when we talk about it in public.
And that's why I brought you into the closet, so I could get some fashion inspo.
With the collar, it kind of gives scholarly with the tassels and everything. And the tassels match your shoes. I'm a genius.
But also get some life inspo about how I can better express this world of gender identity, of gender expression. And so if you could describe your style in your own terms, how would you do that?
I would describe my style as like sort of like acid grunge.
Acid grunge.
Yeah. It's like camo, band tees, some sort of baggy and or statement pant. It looks like I do a lot of acid because I do. I'm sorry, Canada.
Don't be sorry. Acid's a fun one. I see some Mick Jagger in there. You know, I do see a little bit of like Hannah Montana with the layering. I'm sorry to go there. It is giving best of both worlds. It is
No,
giving.
it's season 3 specifically.
It is so season 3.
There's so many people who just like walk around in that sort of Kim K monochromatic clean girl aesthetic, and like if that works for you, fantastic. But I could never do that. It sounds so bland and so disheartening. I need the vibrancy.
I guess sound is rolling, so we don't have to mind.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people are being exposed to you through your work as a stand-up comedian. You're a public figure. Is that ever an opportunity for you to say something with your clothing or with your body?
When you're a performing artist, 90% of your job is managing audience expectations. The audience is gonna look at you and decide what they think of you the second you walk on stage before you've opened your mouth. And I'm a queer Daisy person of color. That comes with expectations, and if I come out in something edgier that people aren't expecting, it wakes them up and it goes, okay, we don't know what to expect, and then I get to dictate where that goes from there. If I'm doing it for your expectations, it's not gonna be the same for me, but now that I'm doing it on my own terms, it's a lot more potent. And that's just kind of like the shorthand for any confidence you need. Is like if I just act and dress like a rock star, people will start treating me as such. When I was growing up, we didn't have non-binary. We had 2 genders. They were Hot Wheels and Barbies, and I was like, none of the above. You know, if anything, I identify as Legos, you know? Pretty genderless toy, I can make myself whatever I want to be, and I could fall to pieces at any moment. This is a shirt that I get so many compliments on, which I stole from an ex. He stole it from his ex, and then inevitably someone else will take it, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And the chain goes on evermore.
That's so beautiful. That's
Right?
community.
That is community, yeah.
Where did you find the courage to put on that piece? What's the story behind her?
I've had this idea for like 5 years that 1 year for my birthday party, I wanted to throw a bachelorette party. And then I was like, listen, I'm turning 30. It is my birthday. It is on theme. There is no safer place in the world for me than my friend group, my found family. I'm gonna wear the fucking dress.
What was the experience of putting it on for the first time, actually?
It was scary. Yeah, straight up, it was scary. It was sort of this like thing of like, what if it looks bad? What if it throws me into a dysphoric spiral? And then worse, what if it looks too good and I've learned something about myself?
Yeah, this just changed you completely.
Yeah.
She's getting married! Can you believe it?
She's getting
I can't. I never. The people said it wasn't gonna happen. I think it looks great. I'm trying to think of another situation where I would wear it. I love where I live in Midtown. It is like a 10-minute walk to the subway. That's too far for me to feel unsafe. I love walking down the street and getting a double take because that's trans. Trans is punk because it's saying the rules of the world that I was brought up in are bullshit and I do not accept. With that, I'm eliciting that response, but I'm not controlling that reaction. And that's where I sort of pull back sometimes and be like, we can be tamer just to get to the gig. People on the internet calling trans people predators, which is bananas to me because I have never seen a hot baby. Not one. I have like friends and family members who are like, look how cute the baby is. Like, okay, groomer.
When it comes to riskier pieces in general, what strategies do you use to have the confidence to let them live on you in the way you want them to?
You can pull off anything as long as it looks intentional. I wouldn't even say that like every outfit that I've ever done looks good, but it looks intentional and it looks like...
I can say that every outfit you've done looks good, because it does.
So much.
And I'm not even just saying it.
Was fishing. Are you a person who like looks for a lot of like role models or mentor figures?
Growing up, it was like, it's kind of embarrassing. Martin Luther King was like a huge, I had his like,
Hell yeah.
I had a Martin Luther King poster above my bed with the entire I Have a Dream speech behind it. He was born in a three-piece suit. Like he was
100%.
born ready to go to church. Say, in the closet, 1, 2, 3.
In the closet!
Wow, that was so cheesy. I'm sorry for having you do that.
No, that was perfect.
Is that perfect?
So comfortable.
Is that so natural?
That's my resting state,
Wow.
is gesturing and saying in the closet.
We've had to say it a lot over the years.
Ever since I was a child and like sort of cluing into the whole queerness aspect, like you hear the word and you go, I know what that is,
Yeah.
but I can't explain it. And then growing up Catholic with all these voices around you telling you what you're doing is wrong, if all of these voices are saying that I'm wrong, the lowest common denominator is me. And that just can't be right. And then that just sort of like went outward. So like most queer aesthetics are developed out of a desire to embrace what we weren't allowed to in childhood.
Oh my God.
So like I remember in Catholic school, we had uniforms and my uncle had given me a bunch of his old dress shirts. And so I would just wear that over my polo shirt. And it was so big on me because I was tiny. It just acted functionally as a kimono. And if I walked at a homosexual pace, everything would just like flow out of me, like Beyonce catching the wind. And I love that feeling. It feels like you're taking flight. I'm like, great, I'm a wizard, I'm untouchable. How other people perceive me is not my problem. I've put all the effort I care about into presenting myself, into how I style myself, how I dress myself, how I do my hair, how I do my nails. This is the image that I am putting forward. If you're not smart enough to keep up, that's not my problem.
Slay. Slay queen. Slay. Can you even hear me?
No.
Okay.
I get complimented on this because I just had time to sit down and think what makes me feel comfortable, what makes me feel secure, what makes me feel confident, what makes me feel cool. And there was no wrong answer as long as I liked it. Everyone will either catch up or die.
I didn't know it was such a binary result at the end of the day.
It's the only binary that I follow.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that, and thank you, Bren, for being here with me in the closet.
Thank you for having me.
You do not know how much I want to take all of this home to my actual closet.
Yeah, take whatever you want.
Okay.
I'll just steal it again.